I was recently looking on Amazon for pots that might work on my little StoveTech wood-burning outdoor stove, and I came across this. I was searching for Chinese grills that were mentioned in the video, and this popped up as a Mongolian grill. And it's cast iron, and it's got kind of a dome here with some ridges. And I didn't really know what to make of it. Never seen one before, never even heard of one. So I did a little research, and I found out that this is actually a pan for a very specific dish from Japan called, and I'm going to butcher the pronunciation because although I may look Japanese, I didn't grow up there. So it's pronounced Jingisukan, and it was a dish named after Genghis Khan. That's how we pronounce it in Iowa. They used to make it with lamb that's sliced thin and some vegetables, and it was served more like like fondue would be served. So you have a communal meal with a pot in the middle, maybe cooking over a little flame, and then you put your pieces of meat and vegetable on, and you dip it in some sauce. So I think after doing a little research, I'm going to try that out. So I'm holding in my hand a recipe that a friend gave me from Hokkaido that was apparently passed down through the family, and is supposed to be authentic Jingisukan preparation, and it calls for a marinade. And the first ingredient on that marinade is some finely chopped onions. So I'm going to carve off a couple slices here and finely chop it. And the recipe calls for half a grated apple, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next it calls for a clove of garlic, and I'm going to take care of that. I need a teaspoon of ginger. I don't have any fresh, so I'm just going to use some of this prepared ground ginger. Usually works pretty good. Okay, I need a green onion in there. Need a little salt and pepper. Just gonna, I think probably about a half teaspoon. And some pepper. Seven tablespoons of soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of sake. Wonder where I'm gonna get sake. Oh, right here. And the last thing on our marinade is 2 teaspoons of sugar rather. So there's 1. There's 2. Now we just need to mix her up. And I need to put that in the fridge real quick for safekeeping. Needs to marinate a few hours here. My friend said that I should keep it in overnight, but I don't have that much time. Well, now I need to prepare the vegetable portion of the meal. My friend said that it always comes with bean sprouts and with onion, and then whatever else is seasonal. I couldn't find fresh bean sprouts because this is Iowa, and all of our hippies left and went to California, so I have to use canned. But I've got just about everything else. We're going to use some onion, some green pepper, some zucchini, and some green onions. And this I'll cover and put in the fridge until we're ready to use it. And the last thing I'm going to do is make a sauce. Now my friend didn't give me any specific guidance on this, so I'm just going to have to... Apparently every restaurant has their own version of a dipping sauce for the vegetables and meat. And So I don't see why I shouldn't be able to come up with one. I'm just going to use some garlic ginger paste because it's convenient. I could use ground up garlic and ginger by themselves, but I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to add a little just sherry. Again, I'm winging it. I don't know if this is going to be good. I've never made this sauce before. And I'm going to add some rice wine vinegar. I'm thinking like more of a sweet and sour style sauce with a little bit of saltiness to it. So we'll put in some rice wine vinegar. Now I'm going to add a little bit of soy sauce. I'm going to have to stir it. I don't want it to get too dark and overpowered here. What's the thing with soy sauce and hot sauce? If you use too much, that's all you taste. So I think I like the color of that. Now I'm going to add in some sugar, make a little sweet and sour here. We'll start with that, see how that tastes, and I can always add more later. And I'm going to add in some sesame oil. Probably not a huge amount, maybe 3 tablespoons or so in this. I'm going to add in one more thing, and that's crushed red pepper. And again, not too much. I'm going to find it real quick. Well, I found a little crushed red pepper. I don't want to add too much because I've got kids and they'll freak out. That's probably enough. Just a few flakes of that, really. Stir it up a little bit, and then I'm going to taste it. I'm looking here for like a balance, I guess. Recognizing that everything is going to change after I heat this up and then thicken it. So just give an idea here. It's pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce to it and a little bit more sugar, and then put it on the stove and heat it up and thicken it with some cornstarch. So here's the mise en scene. I have my unit heating up. You have to let these heat up for a little bit, I've found, because if you do that, the temperature is more consistent. If I could start cooking right now, but the temperature will increase a lot. I've got my pot, I've got some butter and my tongs, and then I've got my meat here. In a little bit I'll get a real good fire going with my walnut there. Only reason I'm using walnut is because I have a whole garage full of it and I need to get rid of it. And we'll get things started. I'm just readying the grill here with a little butter. The traditional way, supposedly, again, my friend tells me this is to use lamb fat, but I had some pretty lean meat there, so I'm just going to use a little butter. So I'm cooking my veggies and my lamb here, tending the fire a little bit, and the idea is that the lamb juice drips down from the dome and kind of helps steam and season my vegetables a little bit. We'll see how that works out. These look about ready to flip here. Oh yeah. And this isn't obviously all of the stuff that I cut up, so I'm going to have to do this in batches. So we'll get this batch done and we'll switch to the next one. And I've got a little container over there with some aluminum foil that I'm going to have ready to put my finished product into. Okay, so we're going to do the second batch. My friend also told me that if you look closely at the grill, there's a lot of kind of charry stuff on there. My friend told me that that would happen and that we should get as much of it off as we can and try to eat some of that because it's supposed to be pretty good. So I'm just going to put the rest of my vegetables around the rim here, the rest of the meat on, and fry it up like we did before, and that should be done.